Hurricane Dorian is still a Category 3 major hurricane with winds of 115 miles per hour and a pressure of 959 millibars at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, September 5th. The storm's making its closest approach to South Carolina at this moment. For Bald Head Island, North Carolina, we're expecting a possible landfall now on September 6th. The storm will pass close to South Carolina, but we're now no longer expecting a landfall there. Stage 5, devastating for the whole region really, as rainfall will amount above 10 inches. Here is the storm right now though, and its wind field has decreased slightly on the western side due to land interaction, but slightly larger on the east. 32.3 north, 79.1 west. It's only 58 miles from Charleston, so hurricane force winds dangerously close to there. 74 from Georgetown, 96 from Myrtle Beach, 149 from Wilmington, and 351 from Norfolk, Virginia. Looking at the warnings, looking further north now, Savannah River to the North Carolina-Virginia border has a hurricane warning, tropical storm watches much further north, and also for parts of the northeast Massachusetts, Woods Hole to Sagamore Beach, including Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard. Storm surge warning extended up from Savannah River to Pocosin. I think that was the same as it was yesterday, but there are no storm surge watches out there anymore, so just that warning. And this is what we expect from the GFS model over the next 5 days. The rainfall, the pink areas denoting rainfall amounts above 3 inches, and there's going to be a lot of areas in North and South Carolina that will have rainfall totals above that. About 3 inches fell in some coastal areas of South Carolina yesterday, so we're already seeing a lot more than that number arriving. A further 11 inches of rain is possible for parts of South Carolina. Sea surface temperatures look like this, around 28 degrees Celsius, so certainly enough fuel for this storm to maintain itself. Land interaction and wind shear will probably start to weaken it though. And this is how it's looking on the model, the GFS. The storm's eye going very close to land and what would appear to be an actual landfall eventually near the Outer Banks, but Bald Head Island is one area we've put down as a possibility as well. But really, regardless of that, hurricane force winds will occur pretty much along that whole coastal region, especially into North Carolina, which will probably get affected worse than South Carolina, although more rain is expected generally in South Carolina than North, only by a little bit. Chances of tropical storm force winds look like this: 92% in Charleston, 96% in Wilmington, 48% at Norfolk, 18% at Atlantic City, and 50% on Nantucket up in Massachusetts. Over in Nova Scotia, the percentage is much higher there as well for Atlantic Canada. Keep watching. Looking then at the model spread, you can see there generally expecting weakening very, very soon. And that will be terminal weakening finally with Dorian. Wind shear appears to be spiking up according to the models earlier. They are expecting a little drop and then a sharp rise as we get to tomorrow. Sea surface temperatures starting to lose support and relative humidity also dropping quite severely as well. So conditions beginning to turn against Dorian as we continue to watch. So you'll notice a more pronounced northeasterly turn there at the last possible moment really before hurricane winds struck South Carolina. It was moving due north before that, but finally we've seen a more pronounced northeasterly turn, so that's potentially some good news, but it is still a significant storm. It is showing weakening, especially on the western and northwestern sides. You'll notice there that the convection has really waned in the last few hours up on the northwestern side, so that's another potential good sign. But the southern side still remaining very strong, and the southeastern side as well. There are also thunderstorms blowing up in the northern bands of the storm too. Some tornado warnings were out there in North Carolina earlier. There's one point where there were 3 simultaneously, so there is the potential for tornadoes in North and South Carolina throughout this morning. We'll continue to watch this storm. More updates on the Force 13 channel throughout the day. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com. You can also find our YouTube channel. If you're not there already, you may well be. Good chance of that. Subscribe if you haven't. You can also find our Facebook page, search Force 13 all in text, and our Twitter handle. It's @Force13 on there. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron. You can see more information about all the benefits involved by visiting patreon.com/Force13. With a special thanks to these people for being our most valued patrons this month. You can also check out our growing merch store so you can show Force 13's colours wherever you go. You can also find a link to our Discord server underneath this video in the description.